Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the inaugural episode of the Hartbeat podcast, brought to you by Beck Call newspaper, one of the newest things on the weird and wonderful world that is the internet. In this inaugural episode, I am joined by our editor-in-chief, Olivia Gyapong, and our webmaster, Carolyn Meng, who wrote our introductory article explaining who we are and what we hope Beck Call will eventually become, which is the topic of this episode, funnily enough. So, hello, both of you.
Hi, this is Olivia, editor-in-chief. I was really interested, really gung-ho about starting this paper when Tommy read one of my articles for my school newspaper, and I had always wanted an outlet to be able to publish the things that I don't get the chance to publish at school. Because running a school newspaper, a lot of your news, which is what I primarily write, has to be tied directly to the school. But as an aspiring foreign correspondent, that doesn't really align with what I'm passionate about writing about. I actually went on a field trip to the headquarters of USA Today, and my journalism teacher was gracious enough to put me in contact with a former foreign correspondent who told me, after I expressed to him my desire to find an internship for aspiring foreign correspondents in high school, which isn't really a thing, he advised me to go speak to members of embassies, the press attachés. And so my original plan was just to call every press attaché that I could think of. I live pretty close to Embassy Row in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. I live in the U.S. But fortunately enough, my father has a friend who was in the Navy, and he is the press attaché for the U.S. Embassy to Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur. I got in touch with him recently and published my first kind of foreign correspondent piece in an outlet that I created with my wonderful friends from a summer program I attended at Yale University. So that in and of itself is global. The whole name of the program was Yale Young Global Scholars, and I have found an incredible team of motivated and caring individuals, and that is so refreshing because I get to work with people who share my vision and have the passion for writing news that pertains to people from all corners of the world. So I really hope that everyone listening to this podcast gets into Beck Call because we're really passionate about this publication, and it gives us a chance to express our voice when we can't really do it anywhere else.
Yeah, we are the wonderful friends in question, in case you hadn't worked that out yet.
Yeah, you and a couple other staffers.
Closer to frenemies than friends, but I'll say friends.
Touché.
Hey, we're friends. We met up in New Jersey.
Okay, fine, Liv.
I drove through New Jersey for you, Caro.
Okay, well, maybe I was referring to Thomas.
Yeah.
Touché. Cara,
you
wrote the introductory piece.
So,
is there anything you'd like to add to what Olivia said?
I don't really have anything else to add. I think Liv kind of really covered everything, but I guess I kind of just wanted to reiterate, like, a big part of what we do in school is kind of writing about kind of a very narrow range of topics, both within like extracurriculars and within school itself. Like there, you have to write academic essays, but that leaves you very little room to kind of explore the topics you want. And even when you're given a little opportunity to explore, there's kind of a very rigid structure as to how you're supposed to kind of write. So we kind of all got together at Beck Call, and we believed that there's a much better way to kind of express the ideas that we're thinking about, which are some pretty important ideas to the world today. So we wanted to get together to share that. And a big part of this comes from, honestly, I think that at Yale, with all the young global scholars, I kind of learned about a whole new world that wasn't previously available to me. And wanting to share that story with others is a big part of why I decided to kind of jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, it was really interesting to hear global perspectives from Yale, and I love that we've been able to kind of unite those perspectives and see what interests people from all around the world in this one central forum. So that's another really cool point.
Yeah, and obviously we mentioned we all met up at the Young Global Scholars Program, which was in last July. It's
Oh God,
January.
years.
It's been 6 months.
And if you are listening to this
Crazy.
literally in the week after it came out, and you are eligible to apply for the Yale Young Global Scholars Program, and you haven't, do it right now.
The application deadline is in 4 days. Run.
It's like really soon. Just do it. It's a wonderful experience.
It's worth it. You get to meet people like Tommy who hide out in their rooms all day.
It's really life-changing to be able to hear what kids from all around the world think, and like it's the best of the best from all around the world. YYGS completely revolutionized the way I think, and I was accepted to YYGS's inaugural session of LPC, which stands for Literature, Philosophy, and Culture. Again, me being a journalist, I thought that, I might do a bit of writing during the program, and I ended up doing some writing, doing some researching and writing. But most of it was engaging in extremely deep conversations. I learned so much. I am used to, as you can probably tell, talking a lot in class, and for once I was forced to just sit back and listen, and my mind was completely open, my worldview completely changed. So definitely worth that if you are an intellectual person.
Yeah, both Thomas and I, we attended PLE, which is Politics London. Yeah, and we covered kind of just a broad range of everything. Like we even covered like philosophy and culture a bit as well, and how they relate to our world today and our world into the future, and kind of discussing those different worldviews, which you didn't necessarily agree with, which was the most important point. But like getting to understand other people's worldviews was a big part of YYGS and a big part of why we're doing this paper now.
Yeah, and well, the third session, because the way YYGS works is that there are multiple courses going on at the same time. But not all the courses run at the same time, obviously, except like 3 different sessions. And the other one that was going on at the same time was the one in Frontiers of Science and Technology. And we were actually supposed to have a representative, Ash, on this episode, but he had to pull out because he's doing something important, like a quiz bowl or something, because we are all
Science
very intelligent.
Olympiad.
Yeah.
You're very intelligent and accomplished here. Beck Call.
That's just a euphemism for nerds.
Thomas, ever refined in being so British.
Can't get guessed by the accent. I'm British. So, yeah, which makes recording this podcast quite awkward given that almost everyone else is American. But I digress. Well then, I think next week's lineup will be all British, so you've got that to look forward to at least.
It's really interesting, though, because even the American staffers of Beck Call have global backgrounds. Like, for example, Ariana Sethi, one of our main contributors, is Indian, and she just wrote an amazing piece on Article 370, which is what Prime Minister Modi repealed, which significantly reduces the contested territory of Kashmir's autonomy. So that is really interesting and reflects, her interests as an American kind of looking from the outside in, but also as someone with Indian heritage. So
as a group of people that's so diverse and in like our cultural backgrounds and our heritage, it gives us kind of a very unique perspective into everything, because we have that context of who we are personally, like as a nationality, but then we also have that context of who our parents are, who our families are, and how this can affect like everyone in general.
Yeah, we have people of all extractions from across the world, with a surprisingly large concentration of people from South Wales. South
Wales, Brazil was popular.
Right. Yes.
I think another one of our staffers will be Artie Viegas Seguia. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Don't take Portuguese or Spanish, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. Artie from Brazil will be contributing to our paper as well, so we're really excited to see what he has to write.
Yeah, we've got people from all over, almost all of whom will probably be appearing on the podcast at some point. Apart from Xander, because he lives in Hawaii and that's like a 10-hour time difference. So
It's 12 hours,
definitely not
Thomas.
happening.
You're not getting a call with him.
Yeah,
No.
unless you
But
want.
aside from Xander, most everyone else can jump on an episode of the Hartbeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just another thing. It's like we're all very motivated, bright people. Like I said, we're nerds. We like doing this stuff. So I think it's really amazing that we were able to just come up with this idea, like lickety split, and just throw together this website. Thanks to our webmaster, Caro. Great job on that.
Still need to fix some things, but we'll figure that out eventually.
Yeah. We've managed to upload, more than 5 stories now? 5 stories? Around something.
5 or 6 at this point.
Yeah, and it's been a week, so that is pretty amazing, considering that we have to edit stories, write stories, coordinate all of this, and, publish the blog. So, yeah, I'm just really looking forward to working with you guys. Yay!
Yeah, and we'll have stuff on a wide variety of topics. It won't just be, global politics. It'll be, Arthur, who we mentioned earlier. He'll be writing on tech, and the aforementioned Xander and Ash. I think they said they wanted to write some pop culture stuff. Basically, anything you can think that I don't want to say proper, because a established news outlet write on, we will probably write on. And then if it is written on, it will
buy
be
all the stuff that we want to write.
Yeah. And if it is written in an article, it will be covered on the Hartbeat podcast, because I'm lazy and can't be bothered to come up with my own ideas.
We'll give you ideas,
Hey, Tommy,
Thomas.
give us what you're doing next episode.
Did actually come up with next episode idea, which is fun. Which
Wasn't the next one on
preview
Brexit?
is going to be about the leadership contest for the leadership of the British Labour Party, which is a big news story in here at the moment, with all various competent and incompetent people scrambling to get the nomination.
I think you've summarized politics very nicely.
Yeah.
And you never know. I might write an article from time to time if I have the opportunity to. But I think I'll mostly be doing the podcast. But I'm editor at large. I can do what I want.
Yes, that way you can spare the group chat from your rants about UK politics.
And various other things.
So for that episode of The Hartbeat, we'll have at least one other Welsh person joining Tommy on the call.
I think it's going to be Evan and Dante.
Evan and Dante.
Yeah, I think we'll be aiming for, obviously, it'll be me on the Hartbeat podcast, once a week up until March or April, because then I've obviously got exams, which I need to revise for.
Exams.
Who knows, maybe
ours
someone
are
else
next week.
Maybe
yeah, we have exams next week. Our big AP exams are in May.
I'm excited to fail.
You're not going to fail, Caro.
Okay, whatever you say, Liv.
Good luck.
No, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, though, that should be another article or Heartbeat episode. The pressure of exams, passing exams.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great idea, considering we're all juniors or seniors?
Yeah.
If I get off from Cambridge next week, that episode will be happening because I want to rant about STEM, because it's the worst exam in the world, and I hate it. I like it because it's challenging, but I also hate it because it's hard. So yeah, that's another thing that might happen at some point.
Yeah, maybe comparing the entrance exam requirements of universities all around the world, because we have to take the ACT or the SAT, ideally some APs and subject tests, and
yeah, and then they have to weight your essays, you have to look at your GPA, holistic admissions.
But in terms of exams, I think those are it. Yeah, and then you have your GREs, right, for masters, for your master's
Yeah,
degree?
it's called a GRE.
Yeah, for graduate school.
Then you have Beck in France, you have the Beck Call in China, etc.
Yeah, and over here you've got
GCSEs?
A levels.
Yeah.
Plus Oxford and Cambridge like to do all their own tests because you've got the UK universities and you've got Oxford and Cambridge off doing their own special thing, which could be another episode. I suppose, I don't know.
Do you think we slightly
Yeah,
diverged
definitely
from the
a couple
topic?
of articles for a hard episode in the future.
Yeah, never know.
All right. I think this is a pretty successful first episode.
Yeah, got a bit off topic at the end, but I think it's related in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Typical teen things.
Yeah,
Before we
Achieving teen things.
by typical teen writers.
Before we go, shall we do some quick mini, what are they called? Profiles in anticipation of other writers and future guests of the podcast we haven't mentioned yet. So let's see.
Oh,
Yeah.
possibly joining us is Arden Katz, who is a senior from New York. There's Francesca Compagnoni de Rock. She is a senior from Las Vegas. Loom Chi, a prolific writer, great writer from Minnesota. I'm not sure who else.
She in the chat.
I think we've
Still
mentioned
in the
them.
chat. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she.
Anyone else from the chat? I'm not sure.
Obviously, Dante and Evan will be in it next week, and we'll probably have.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
but-
think anyone else has really mentioned
Oh, I
wanting
know.
to do this.
Darren messaged me to say he wanted to be in an episode.
Oh yes, Darren Frankel, he's from New Jersey.
Hartbeat.
That should be an interesting episode. When
Oh, no, I'm
Darren's online, we'll let you guys know that, and you
Any
should watch
other
the
people
episode.
in our
Lila
collective
would be
group?
good. She would be a good writer for this.
Who would?
Lila.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do think that Lila said something about joining.
I mean, we'll just. You know as much about this as you do, is basically what we're trying to get across here. Because
We're making it up as we go along, but honestly, that's the magic of this. That's the magic of a writing collective and not a formal newspaper. This is exactly what fits our schedules and allows us to write what we're passionate about when we want to, in an outlet where we can write with all of our amazing friends. And honestly, it's a great opportunity to stay in touch with you guys. So
Yeah, I think we also bring to the table kind of this unique blend of still being kids, but also kind of knowing about like the issues that like affect the world today. So it brings like that pretty unique perspective.
and
I
bring my
definitely think
wonderful
that
and
the site,
brilliant personality.
yeah, I think the site will grow as we grow too, as we mature, and some of our writers go on to, their universities, and they'll become alumni writers.
So,
Yeah.
Good. I think that's about 18 minutes, which sounds
Cool.
like a good enough amount. So, what do you want to say in conclusion to this inaugural episode of the imaginatively named Hartbeat podcast?
We appreciate your puns, Thomas.
I just want to say thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for supporting definitely my dream, and I hope the dream of some of my friends too. Support student journalists. Yeah.
A step on the road to world domination.
No, Thomas, we're not
That's
trying to take over the world. No, but I don't have anything major to say. But like, I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys need, or if you have any questions or comments or concerns, feel free to reach out to us at beckandcallpaper@gmail.com.
Yes.
Or yes, and
Yeah,
Beck and Call Paper on Instagram.
We should set up Twitter. Let's do that. And this episode, as with all future episodes of the Heartbeat podcast, will be uploaded to Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube, because they're the only ones I could be bothered to upload it to.
And
So-
of course, on our
And
website.
an actual website, yeah.
Yeah, and on the website.
What's
as well.
the actual name of it? beckandcallpaper.wixsite.com?
Yeah,
think that's
let me. beckandcallpaper.wixsite.com/website.
Yeah. Wixsite is WIXSITE.
As in the popular online website building brand.
Yes.
Yes, since we're teens, we don't exactly have the money to pay for our own domain name because domain names are expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
thank you
Yep.
all so very much tuning in. Hope you tune in next week when, as advertised, me, Dante Day and Evan Owen will be discussing the Labour leadership contest. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and farewell.